What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. This is episode 43. I'm Randy, of course, joined by my brother, Junior Salinas. We got a good, fun episode going on for you. First, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, which are Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Meat Hugger, and of course, Mad Cow Cutlery. Be sure to check them out on all social media sites as well as give their products a try. But let's get this show started.
Hey, let's do it. Last week we talked about just some various things. Our Inside the Pit segment, we talked about how to clean your pit, which is something nobody wants to do. We just want to stick to the cooking, but it's something you have to do for the safety and the longevity of your grill or smoker or pit or whatever it is that you cook on. But we got a good episode here today. Let's get right into it. My small business shout out comes from our producer who had a request. And again, if you have a request for a small business shout out, just hit us up on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or go to the website bigsalinasbarbecue.com and let us know. And we'll hit you up there. It's Beautify out here in Frisco, Texas. You can go get your hair done, your eyebrows done, your eyelashes done. Go be like Chris, get your back waxed. If you choose to do so, go hit up Ashley Weinstein right up here at ashley-weinstein02@yahoo.com, or you can reach her at beautifyfrisco.glossgenius.com. Go check her out. You will not be disappointed. Who's your small business shout out?
Mine is Still There Shine Rubs and Sauces. They got some great barbecue stuff from different kinds of rub sauces, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for some unique flavors, give them a try. That is StillThereShineSauce.com. Like I said, they do have some rubs and sauces. You'll be seeing some content coming out from me probably over the course of several months, because they did send us some stuff to try out. But check them out, StillThereShineSauce.com.
There it is. I saw that unveiling. Go check out this stuff. Go check it out. I'm sure he's got it on Instagram, TikTok for sure. Go follow him at Big Salinas Barbecue right there, and you will see it for sure. And it was a pretty amazing thing, just the different flavors and stuff that has in it. Have you tried any of that?
I've tried it before, but I hadn't tried what he sent me. But yeah, the other stuff is pretty good. So yeah, they do have some unique stuff. So kind of depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, that's what I got what I got this week. Of course, we did have a little fantasy football draft that someone was supposed to cook and have food ready there by 5:30, but he wasn't going to have it ready by 5:30, so I had to take over.
I would have had it ready by 5:30.
No,
Let me tell you how this cooking works at my house when Randy comes over. I can start it, I can have things going, and I'll be talking, I'll be laughing, doing the host thing that I'm supposed to do. Randy doesn't think it's going to get done right, or maybe he doesn't think it's going to get cooked right, and the man loses his mind. He just cannot help himself, and he takes it over. Why am I going to stop him from taking over the grill? He wants to take over the grill. Let him.
It's not going to get done.
That's not what I say. We were running a little late. I will admit it. We were running a little late. We jacked up that Weber kettle. We had that thing going about 500 for those wings. Those wings were gone. We cooked some hamburgers. They were gone. The hot dogs, all of them but one, were gone. Now, listen, what did you season? We did a couple different. I know one was experimental that you were trying that was amazing, but what was the overall seasoning that you put on the wings and the burgers?
The burgers was an experimental stuff that we're not going to dive into. Just going to have to wait for it. Wings, we hit some of that one there with it, but we also hit some with the chicken rub that we're working on, and some two-step. I'm not sure why Chelsea doesn't like it, how she thinks it's spicy. She thinks that spicy, well then she needs to stick with salt and pepper, I guess, because that's not spicy.
It's not spicy at all, no.
I'm going to make something real spicy that she's going to fry.
You're gonna try it with her. It's not really spicy. It's that Cajun two-step out there. You can get it at most of the Walmart stuff like that. But it adds a little kick. It's not an overpowering thing. I think because it's Cajun, it's made from something Louisiana. You're thinking it's hot. It's really not. It adds I believe, just the right amount of spice to not overpower your chicken, so you still taste what you cooked. It really just blends well with it. The new experimental rubs, you're right, we won't get into it. I will just give it a 2 thumbs up. The chicken rub, I think, is good. I know you've probably tweaked it since the last time we had it, but it just goes. We'll put it on those chicken wings, add that 2-step, and you're good to go. I don't think you need anything else right there. So you could probably do a spicy chicken rub, and I think you'd be good to go with that. Add some spice there. Overall, I think it was a success. We'll dive into the fantasy talk when we get to our last segment of the day, but we were talking about it, and I want you to dive into it a little bit more. I kind of cut you off on Saturday when you were talking about it. When it comes to de-thawing meat in that way, whether you're de-thawing steak, meat, whatever, and you're trying to do it in a rush, in your opinion, what is the best way to do it?
Well, first of all, I don't think de-thawing is a word. Thawing.
Defrosting.
Defrosting, de-thawing. I never heard that.
De-thawing. Maybe you want to de-thong a woman. I don't know.
Preferably put it in the refrigerator to let it, defrost naturally. If not, if you're in a hurry, to do it in cold water, because warm water or hot water is going to start cooking. And you don't want to cook your meat, especially like if you're cooking beef, then that beef was going to start turning brown or gray real quick. It's always better to do it in cold water, because the cold water is going to bring it slowly up to a nice, still cold temperature, but allow it to thaw from the outside in, which is what you want in chicken wings. You don't want to get it too hot, too fast, and then just have it sitting out there, because then you start, running the risk of getting someone sick. So my opinion is definitely doing it in cold water if you're in a hurry, but preferably to do it in the refrigerator, to let the refrigerator take care of that for you if you're not in a hurry.
And that's it.
People don't like to plan things ahead of time. They just take it out the day of.
I took it out the night before, and some of that chicken wing still wasn't. I should have taken it out earlier than the night before, like Friday morning. The chicken wings, at least. And it was only one bag, and I think it was a bag that we had in the freezer, because the other one we had bought that night, Friday night. So that's when we had bought the meat. So we just left everything out. We probably, like I said, should have went ahead and started it on Friday, the thawing process, right there, and it would have been better off. You're right. Sometimes you forget to plan. That is a key. A key tip is to plan it out and know that you have thought process in that, and to get it all thought out, because you do not want to serve your guests anything raw, undercooked, frozen, especially chicken, because that's sickness written all over it. So but it turned out good. The meat tasted good. Like I said, everything went. There was not really many leftovers, which was great. They actually wanted more at some point, but nobody wanted to run to the store. We got no problem firing the grill back up, but we're not going to the store. I done bought what we were going to buy. That was it. So we'll see.
Should have brought more food.
We did also last week catered a wedding. I thought it turned out pretty good. Green beans, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, beans, sausage, chicken, brisket, and your most favorite thing to cook, rolls. And those things went fast. I think we left maybe a dozen rolls out of 3 trays full. Overall, I think that was a success. What do you think that wedding was, as far as catering went by?
Yeah, it was a success. I mean, everyone seemed to like it. Some people were coming back and getting more with food still on their plate. The only downside is I just don't like having to the guests sit there and wait for food, especially if there's kids. Um, my opinion is if you're planning on a wedding, allow your guests to eat right after the ceremony. Come in, present yourself as Mr. and Mrs. First dance, prayer, all that kind of stuff, and then allow people to eat. Because if you once you open up the bar, people are going to start drinking, and when they start drinking, it's you know it's a bad recipe for it. Definitely want them to get some food in them first, because that's going to absorb some of that alcohol. Uh, but that's just my opinion, especially like I said, if there's little kids there, allow those kids to eat, so they're not starving, because you don't want to mess on your hand with kids, running around crying, because it's just going to ruin your wedding. But that's just my opinion on it. But the whole overall was pretty good. Uh, I think we maybe left like 2 or 3 trays of food there. And with us, whenever we cater for you, we're gonna leave everything whatever you paid for. That's what you're getting. We're not trying to take anything home.
Correct. We're trying to get out of there as quick as possible.
Yep.
And that's the thing. I mean, I know the lady running it was like, are y'all bringing to go trays and stuff like that? Maybe something that we think about potentially doing in the future. But I know we've catered some weddings and there's been no food left over, like nothing.
Yep.
That is the customer's food. They paid for it, so that is up to them. Certainly, like I said, I agree with you on your opinion. Probably should find a way. Hey, just feed the little kids. Don't feed none of the adults. I think that would be something that could be okay. But I know they wanted to do 2 different prayers and stuff like that before everybody ate. But it was kind of there. I mean, we sat around for a while just chilling, wait for everything. So, but it's a little tough during the week. I think on those Saturdays, stuff like that, you can plan those out a little bit better than you can on a Thursday or Wednesday. But I understand the cost of everything of needing to do it during the week because hey, I did. So it is what it is. But like I said, just there may be some things I think we definitely learn something from everyone, and that might be something taking some trays or making them pay for the to-go trays or something. That way they have some styrofoam or something to take home with them from there. But overall, like I said, great success. Brisket from the little snippets I was able to steal was good. The chicken was good. Sausage was good. People were coming back for that, like it was going out of style. And then the green beans were gone. Your mac and cheese was just about gone. We didn't have a full tray, I think, left over of anything other than maybe a brisket, but it was down to its last tray on that. So overall, great success on it. Are you cooking anything over the holiday weekend besides working?
I'm not cooking nothing over the weekend that I know of. Again, I don't plan on cooking much during my times off. It's just kind of depending on what comes up. But currently, I'm not planning on cooking anything. You just have to wait and see.
I know a couple weekends from now you're cooking something.
What's going on a couple weekends from now?
I will be coming over on. Let me check my calendar real quick because I got it down here on the 17th of September. I will be coming over to the house where I expect to have my tomahawk steak cooked.
You're not winning that tomahawk.
And ready to go. I want some holy garlic and some noble rub on it, please. That's all I want. Leave me alone. I don't need no sides. I ain't no rabbit. I don't need no vegetables. But I expect to have my steak on. I feel it.
You better be buying 2 steaks when you're cooking for me and you. Because you're going to have to buy it. Because I'm winning that.
Right. Probably right. My biggest fear in that bet came true when they didn't play the starters a single down.
Yep.
And then, of course, Tyron Smith gets hurt when the wind blows. But again, we'll save that for later. Let's take a quick break and then we will dive into Inside the Pit.
Welcome to Pop Culture Nonsense. This is episode 103.
Season 5, baby! Yeah!
You're listening to Good Vibes with Chris, Dean, Troy, and Jorge.
Podcast Network Good Vibes.
Repping the DF Dub, we are recording this from Allen, Plano, and Little Elm, Texas.
That's right. On this week's episode, we have...
Well, we get into the VMAs at the top of the episode, and a conservative, everyday man finds common ground, which is hard in this day and age, but we did it on this show because we bring the good vibes every single week. We also have Movie of the Week, which is featuring the Pope of Greenwich Village and some amazing acting performances, and we will get into that. We also have Three of a Kind historical figures. Our favorite, are they yours? We'll find out. We also have Cool Story Bro back, and Dean is back. The whole team is back together, and we are rocking. Let's go. Let's get into it. Start the episode now. Like the way I said back. We're back. All right. Yeah, okay. Welcome to another episode of the Good Vibes Podcast. This is episode 203. You are hanging right now with me. I'm Chris.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. It's time for that segment Inside the Pit where we ask questions on a couple of Facebook groups that we are on, and of course our own podcast, our own segment of Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. Check us out on Facebook, and you can get into that if you are not in any one of the groups. From there, this time I asked, what is your favorite kind of steak to cook, and how do you cook it? Like, what seasonings do you put on it? What rubs do you put on it? I'll ask that question first to Randy, and he can have at it.
I prefer my tomahawk to be hit with whole garlic, maybe some noble rub, smoked to probably about 120, and then reverse sear it. And then
Reverse sear.
Medium, rare, medium, at most. That's how I prefer it. Kind of that reverse sear, like just smoking it, just to kind of give it some smokiness in there, and then sear it. If you're going to cook a ribeye, same kind of concept. You can just cook it on a grill. You just go offset a little bit, allow the temperature to slowly build up, and then just kind of right over the coals, hot and fast, 30 seconds to a minute at most, just to kind of get a nice char on there. Maybe some good grill marks on it, and that's it. Don't go past medium. I think we talked about over the weekend with some people there. Derek, and I think Ed was there too when we started talking about it. Don't go past certain, medium, because you just start losing some of that new nutrients that are in the steak itself. But if I'm cooking for guests, like I told them, if I'm cooking for Chelsea, who's very particular, I want it past medium. I'm gonna cook it.
Your parents.
So you come try it. If you don't like, you can throw it back on the grill. But if not, once my steak comes off, that's it. I'm not going back out there.
Correct.
Same thing with hamburgers. If they don't like it, they can put it back on there and finish it, because we're gonna cook it the way we want.
You notice I said that if your hamburger's not cooked right, we got the grill still hot. I was about nice enough. I'll throw it back on the grill, but that's your hamburger. You're not getting another one from there. But no, I agree. I prefer my tomahawk steak since I went into this bed. Now that's what it is. And for those that don't know, the tomahawk steak is basically a ribeye with the long bone. The bone-in ribeye is basically that, but they cut it off. And then, so tomahawk steak, bone-in ribeye, you basically get almost the same cut of meat. But I like mine, little noble rub, little holy garlic to start off with, noble rub. Good medium rare. I don't care about the sear, just make it medium rare. But I don't care about the grill lines. You want the diamond shaped grill lines on. You get it how I cook it. So I suggest you cook your steak. But
Telling you how you
your
want to cook
way.
mine. If you in the bed, I'm cooking right over the charcoal, in the charcoal, and
Ooh,
do
open
however
fire.
however it tastes like it tastes like.
Charcoal. Make sure you spritz that as well, please.
You want a binder on it?
I want a binder, spritz, and cooked with Royal or you know what, use Kingsford for the hell of it.
Kingsford.
So I asked it on and I asked it onto our page. Here a couple one said they liked it the ribeye steak smoked then seared. They like it your way. Just tell me while I'm looking up some of these other ones. What is when you say reverse seared? For those that don't know what it is, what are you talking about?
The same thing as smoking it with and then searing off is the same. It's the same concept.
So what are
It
you
just
doing? You're just putting it from the non-cold, from the
Yeah. You're
to
putting
the
it on the
cold.
colder side and then going right over the heat.
Okay.
So if you're cooking at 350, like if you're cooking on your Weber, you're gonna move all the charcoal on one side and get it hot. Then you're gonna kind of take it over, put it on the other side, let the temperature build up to, like I said, 120, and then you're gonna go right over it and sear it off real nice and even. If you're doing like a steak cook-off, you're gonna do right over the coals, real hot, like 500-600. Build up that temperature, then you're gonna move it over to finish it. But reverse sear, basically the same thing. Is you're just slowly building up the temperature to 120, 125. Then you're gonna sear it off until you get it, that medium rare, depending on which way you want to go. But that's what you're doing. You're just slowly cooking it. You're not trying to cook it within 2-3 minutes.
Correct.
You're just sitting there, just like you would, like a brisket. You just put it there, let it come up to the temperature, then you're just right over the coals.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. That is how I like it myself. And it's just it really plays a good way to do it to me. Take your time on it. Don't cook it fast. Take your time. It's steak. It's not cheap. Enjoy yourself. Drink you a beer or two, a wine, whatever. Or soda, water if you don't drink. So a couple different blogs. One said fillets on ours. And then you got the ribeye reverse seal over charcoal. They said they won't cook it a different way. They only want it over charcoal. They don't want it over propane and stuff. One said he will do it in a cast iron. He feels that's how he gets his best performance on it. Nothing wrong with that. You can really get that butter in there, get that thing sitting in there. That's a lot of times that the nicer steakhouses, that's how they cook it. As well, one said New York strip, can't go wrong there either. Smoke to 125 and then sear the shit out of it. And you wind up very good thing there. One said 225, only seasoned with salt and pepper. We talked about that, I think, last week, because I don't get it. I don't see why people, especially with Texas barbecue, this is Texas style, it's only salt and pepper. I don't know how that came about. I'm gonna have to do some research on it, because I know all these places just do not put salt and pepper. They add something to it at some point. Ribeye steak seems to be the best one. The tomahawk steak is a very popular. Everybody loves ribeye. One said a nice porterhouse, which is you can't go wrong with that big old monstrosity. A 2-inch bone-in ribeye, that's basically like a tomahawk steak. Rare, he likes his medium rare over mesquite. Wood, I don't. Okay. Ribeye roast, reverse seared. Let's see what else we got. Couple people are posting some things here. Porterhouse ribeyes. We've got all kinds of stuff. This seems to be a very popular one. Little question here. Boneless ribeye. Okay. I'm cool with that. That's what you like to have. A beef tenderloin flat stock. Chelsea's just a straight up sirloin steak. You can't get her to like. She'll go for a ribeye if you can, but she's okay. She's not an expensive steak girl. She just likes steak in general. New York strip is I would say probably the second most favorited one. We haven't had one in a while. What do you still like a good old T-bone steak?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the T-bone steak. I just kind of hit and miss. Sometimes you'll get it with with good both sides, and sometimes one side's real small. So just finding this right one. But yeah, we definitely haven't had a T-bone in a while.
We have not had a T-bone in a while, but we can't be. See, we have a T-bone steak. We got to have it at the house because when it comes to eating one of those, I've got no manners at a restaurant. I'm picking the bone up. I'm putting the bone in my mouth, and I'm getting some of that meat off the bone. That's just me. I paid the $25, $30, whatever it is for the steak. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enjoy my steak because I'm paying the money for it. And I'm gonna enjoy it if somebody else is buying it too. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie there, but you gotta love a good old steak, for sure. What would be? I mean, let's see. I mean, you haven't done a T-bone. What is your second favorite steak? If you had to pick, other than your tomahawk steak that cost an arm and two legs, that apparently I'm gonna have to buy, which I have no thought that I'm winning that bet. If I win, I'm going to be ecstatic, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
what would you settle for?
It'll be, like I said, tomahawk, ribeye, and then probably New York strip steak. And then probably T-bone. I mean, ribeye is really, really good. That's my second favorite, probably. Which I said at the beginning, but someone's not listening. They don't listen to me. Don't pay attention to me on this show.
Never. Where would you put a filet mignon on that steak, on that list?
I would put it at the end in my preference. I mean, it's got good marbling and everything in there. It's just, to me, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's, depending on the right selection of meat, it can be really good. And sometimes it's, really kind of tough. And then, of course, when you wrap it in bacon, yeah, it's delicious. But the meat by itself, my preference on it, I would prefer, a ribeye or everything else over the filet mignon. But that's just my preference.
Just somebody just now put a ribeye steak with Lowry's black pepper, a little rosemary on a cast iron pan with some butter. Oh, that sounds pretty good. I don't think you go wrong with that. Larry's has a good seasoning. Of course, Big Salinas barbecue has some good seasoning. So there's plenty of seasonings out there. Give it a try. Give all these rubs and seasonings a try because they're all small businesses. We want to help them all out, for sure. And combine them. Hey, you never know what would be. But you don't put. Would you do a steak just salt and pepper now instead of using one of your rubs or somebody else's rubs?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with using salt and pepper. It's just I've found the preference for us is using layers of flavor. That's what everyone here likes. And then when you hit salt and pepper, I was like, oh, it was good, but it wasn't great. So just kind of knowing our family and what they go for. That's what I prefer now, is just kind of going layers of flavor versus just salt and pepper.
In the words of somebody spoken like a competition cook.
Yeah. I mean, you're the competition cook too, apparently.
Apparently I'm the competition cook. That's some funny stuff. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. For sure, you layer it up. You've been to the state competitions. What do you usually, when you you've been to the World Championship one, did you see when you walked around or when you got to see people, did you see some of the seasonings they used or some of the techniques they did?
Most of the people, they're gonna hide what they're using. but they're all different kind of techniques. I mean, they're using 3, 4, 5, 6 different rubs because you can mix and match to find the flavor that you want. Because in a steak cook-off, just like a barbecue cook-off. You're just finding that one bite. So you're trying to wow them with the rice, but then wow them whenever they're eating it. So cooking in the backyard, you can use salt, pepper, and it's fine. When you go into some kind of cook-off, whether it's barbecue or steak, you're trying to wow them with more ways than one. Same thing if you're wanting to cook for your family. If you're wanting to kind of set the bar high and kind of showcase what you can do, you can use the same kind of concepts on it. And kind of like we talked about last week, is a lot of things that's happened or is happening or is kind of changed in the barbecue world happened in the backyard first. So people aren't just going in restaurants and this is the recipe we're going with. They're trying it in their backyard with their families, guests, parties. Same thing when it comes to new grill. They're trying it in the backyard first before they go out and cook anything else.
Absolutely. And of course, when you're cooking and you're doing stuff like that, definitely cook what, like Randy said, he cooks what he knows the family's going to eat. We're going to eat it, but we're not shy about telling them, hey, this is what we think. Now we have to answer to mom out there when she gets mad because you're talking to her baby and her baby's the best cook in the world, blah, blah, blah. But he does cook for what he knows we're going to eat, what we're going to love. So do that for your family. And like I said, you can't go wrong with it. Try new things if you want to. Let us know what you used, how you use it when it comes to steak or anything else on there. Somebody posted on there that they wouldn't mind having a filet or some beef ribs. And they put ribs. And I know dang well they meant rib because a beef rib is monstrous. So we will see how it works. But I said, cook for your family. Again, these are just our opinions. Do not take them as facts or must do's or must this and that. Do what's best for your family and that, because again, you're paying the money for it. You're the one out there standing over a grill to cook these for them. So any other tips or tricks for steak before we move on?
No, yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
That's all he's got. That's all he's got. So that's all we have for this segment. We will join us again next time for Inside the Pit. But let's take another quick break and we're going to go outside the pit.
Shut up!
Shut
No.
up!
No, I will not.
All right.
I will stand up.
Troy, I know you got some cool stories, bro. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and jump right into Three of a Kind while we still have a little time on the clock, and then we'll go back to cool stories.
It's only 7:30.
Three is a magic number. Yes, it is.
But
Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. This week's Three of a Kind is going to be historical figures that we enjoyed reading about when we were in school. This is going to close out our month of learning and schoolhouse rocking. You know what I mean? So, so this week's lineup features the one and only my hold on a second.
Wait,
Sorry, cut that. No, I'll take that out.
you heard it here first. Exclusive,
Okay,
exclusive.
Wow, Bad Bunny ain't the only one coming out.
Feliz Navidad.
Troy Dean.
Feliz Navidad.
It's gonna be Dean.
Welcome back. As he notices, I repeat things 3 times.
Hey.
Hey. That's my thing. Don't copy me. He just mad because whatever. He's just mad. I stole it, but whatever. We did have a fantasy draft. We're going to dive into that. But if you want to join, there's still time to join. Chris is going to put it in the link below on Facebook and on YouTube for sure. we'll post it out there on our pages as well. Go join the Pick'em League that we're doing with the rest of the Good Vibes Familia. We have prizes out there. Join up, get your coworkers to join up. It's all for fun. Like I said, there are prizes for first, second, and third. We will announce those prizes later on as well. If you want to get your people to sign up, and then you want to donate something for a prize to put your name out there in front of a bunch of people, go ahead. We want to have a huge league doing this. It's very simple. You can make your picks on Wednesday because the games start Thursday. They're going to kick off on September the 8th. So you can actually just make that Thursday pick, and then the next day make your picks for Friday for the weekend, on Friday for the weekend, and then you're good to go for that week. You'd be surprised. You can, anything can happen on a given week. People will have bad weeks, and then next week I've seen people miss one game or two games, and the next thing they're back up at the top. So should be a lot of fun. 17-week season. This is going for the duration of the NFL regular season, and then there'll be determination of first, second, and third. I'm sure there are tiebreakers in there as well, so that way you can go from there. But join in. We will have links all posted around on my social media, on Randy's social media. That's Good Big Salinas Barbecue will have a link. There will be links to this on this video as well down below. But let's join in. We did our fantasy draft a little earlier than I normally do it. Usually I set it for this weekend, but Labor Day weekend, I knew there was going to be some things going on. So I didn't want to overload everybody with drafts and parties and doing things. So I figured we'd do it last weekend. Overall, I think I nailed the draft. The NFL.com says I didn't nail the draft. They said I have the best tandem running backs out there. Randy does not want to share his because he's not first and he's not second.
I've never been
third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. He's not 11th because that's Chelsea. He's either 10th or dead last is where he's picked.
Projected. No, I'm tied for fifth.
Oh, he's tied for fifth. Nah. I believe it. He has some good things. Our draft was kind of crazy. What was your overall assessment of our fantasy draft?
Someone on this podcast needs to tell his wife she does not need to pick a kicker in the third round.
Her affection for Tucker is beginning to worry me, to be honest with you.
And then quarterbacks went, for first 5 or 6 picks, quarterbacks went, and then I think first 4 or 5 quarterbacks went, and then you had the running backs go.
I picked a running back, so I don't want to hear. I think the one you picked the running back and I did, and how I got the running back that I got. I'm trying to pull it up, but it's computer starting to bog down a little bit on me. How we picked who we got when we got. I thought I was going to have to take like a receiver or a quarterback. I did not think they would be there for me at that particular spot in the draft. Now the one we're doing in Chris's league will be a little bit more interesting. There's 14 people, very odd number.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. Somebody there at the party that we had some people there to just come and hang out with us. Said they were in a 22-person league. Why? 14 is a little bit much, I think, because it's when you're in that kind of a league, you're looking at your sleeper picks are your must-haves, period. And I know he did a couple of mock drafts with 12 and he ended up with 14. So, hey, it is what it is. We'll see how that draft goes. That draft is coming up on September the 4th. And there, week 1 in our league, they call me Mr. Pig versus Randy Pitmaster. So we're going to get our rivalry started right off the bat. Ain't no messing around. I'm gonna go ahead and hand him his L. Might be his only L of the season. But
you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
It's there. Our draft went as followed. I cannot make this up. I'm going to read you the first round. I won't tell you the team. Now, we do have people say I got a wide variety. I got some diehard fans, and I got some people that are just learning how to do fantasy. So I got it all. Patrick Mahomes went number 1, then Josh Allen, then Tom Brady. Again, cannot make that up. Then Jonathan Taylor went, who I thought would be probably number 1 or number 2, or at least should be in most drafts.
Yeah.
Then you had Aaron Rodgers. Again, Randy said 4 out of the top 5 picks were all quarterback. So your quarterbacks are gone. Then Christian McCaffrey, as much as I think it is a mistake to draft him in the top 3 or 4, number 6 is okay actually for him. For there, I can't lie, if he's there at number 4 when I draft in Chris's league, I might have to take him regardless of his injury prone self. After that, number 7 was Derrick Henry, which is who you picked. I picked Austin Eckler, which I think running back should go. My league is there. And then Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Joe Mixon went, and then Najee Harris finished out our first round, which we have a 12-person league. Now, somebody did this, and I don't think they listened to the podcast, but somebody was sick on Saturday, could not be here at our house, although I think they went to the FC Dallas game. I really, truly do. But their dad drafted for them, being that they are, can I pick it? And he said, these people don't know how to draft. You should win this league hands down. Now, he was in the league last year as a different name, and he did not win. He did not make it past the first round of the playoff, which I don't think he's going to do that as well this year. My league is set up to where quarterback, I'm not in a PPR league. I don't like the PPR league. We're doing one for Chris where the receiver gets a point for catching the ball. Why? I'm going to give you points for doing your job. I'll give you points if you break a long touchdown, extra points, throw it deep, over 40, over 50 yards, you go over 100 yards, you go over 200 yards. If you're a defense and you give up 500 yards, I'm going to take points away from you. Kicker misses an extra point, he should miss the extra point. So I think that's why Chelsea drafts Tucker. She's so afraid she's going to lose points. That's why she does. But it's interesting, and he cannot make that up. I can send you proof. At the 26th overall pick in the 3rd round, false start, which is my wife's name, Chelsea, drafted Justin Tucker to be there. So
that's her point. She said, well, I'm going to draft him in the 3rd round. And she's like, and I did it. But that's something you say, but
not do.
If you want to win, you don't draft like that.
I think she could have waited till he came back around. I was going to look at him maybe in the 5th round. I don't think I was going to get him maybe 5th or 6th, but I wasn't going to get him that early. So we'll see. The Cowboys have released their 53. That 53-man roster, of course, is changing by the second, probably as we speak. What do you think of it to this point?
I've been laughing. I'm going to be honest. I've been laughing because there's a lot of people on TikTok, and if people are on TikTok, you can see some of those Cowboy fans going, what are they doing? Why they cut all their quarterbacks? Why only have that? Why they cut their kicker? Look, listen, this is roster moves. If you have guys that are hurt that you want to carry on the roster, maybe possibly bring them back at some point, guess what? You got to put them on the 53-man roster in order to put them on injured reserve, which you do have to cut some guys. So if you have a guy like Cooper Rush, and guess what? Brett Maher that nobody's going to want, you can release those guys and still bring them back. So I personally think that Cooper Rush and then Will Greer and Brett Maher before week 1 will be back on the Cowboys sidelines wearing the jerseys because the Cowboys are going to have them. And like I said, you got to put people on the injured reserve. You got to make room. You're going to have Gallup come back, so you got to have someone to be able to be expendable later on down the line. So these are all just roster moves. People getting hurt. Question marks at offensive line all across the board. Besides right guard, I think it's going to be long season for Dak Prescott. I hope you got your throwing and running shoes on, boy, because you're going to need it this week. You're going to need it for 17 weeks.
Well, we will see, because our mastermind behind the mic, Chris Busto, said that Tyler Smith was the next Tyron Smith, and he's going to be starting at left tackle.
He could be, but it's going to be one of those things that it's going to take him a little bit. He hadn't practiced at no point during preseason at tackle.
He got all his game reps at guard.
Yeah, guard.
I say you give what's his name, Ball, a shot at it, but they're going to play him at tackle, put somebody at guard. I don't know if I like it. I don't like it, but we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, you drafted a guy to be your future left tackle. As soon as Tyron Smith went hurt, the future became now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or any way around it. Your future left tackle is there. If he pans out, he pans out. We said the same thing probably about every single lineman that they've drafted, with I think the exceptions of maybe Frederick. I think was the only one that they drafted that we were like, okay, yeah, this guy's legit. Tyron Smith, there was question marks when he come out, and then all of a sudden, bam. Same thing with Zach Martin. There was question marks, and then bam. So I mean, we could be witnessing another, diamond in the rough, like maybe Michael Parsons and all that, But hey, you never know.
You never know. We'll see. Hopefully, he's right. For the sake of Dak. But like I said, I think if you give Dak all the time in the world, he's still going to find a way to not throw it accurate to the receiver.
Yeah, I think what needs to happen, and most people don't like it, you're going to need to go back to your running game. So that means Zeke is going to need to handle the ball more, and Tony Pollard is going to need to get some running in there. And if you want to bring in a third running back, bring in a third running back, but you got to go back to the old days, and you're going to have to run block, and you're going to have your running game be your workhorse. I think if that happens, you're going to be able to get that deep ball back, which is going to help Dak out. I've been saying Dak hasn't been successful without that running game. Statistic-wise, people may say you're wrong, or I'm wrong. Watching it in game live, I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong, because if my memory serves me correct, with a strong running game, being Zeke, they were both rookies the same year. Zeke tearing up the league, winning the rushing title. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dak did. Played so well because they could dink and Dak all the way down the field. They didn't have to throw it deep. They could make plays because they had that stellar running game, that play action pass game. And that's what got them to that record. That's what kept Romo on the sidelines. Had he had to have thrown the ball like he threw now, I think when Romo came back, Romo would have started. I really, truly do. But you look at it even with Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman had to have that play action. When you had the play action pass game going, him, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, you just need a decent game. That means that automatically gives them an extra second or so. Aaron Rodgers, for that fact. I'm not a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. Or I'm not even a huge Derek Carr fan, but when that running game's running, you give them that extra second or so, they're deadly.
Yep.
They're going to pick you apart, and it's going to be hard to beat them that day. It's just just a proven fact on it. But we will see. The football season is getting around the corner. I cannot wait. I'm excited to do it for sure. I will say this, that at some point I will order your trophy and I will present you with the trophy. We'll do something to present you with your first place trophy. I'll probably bend it over and stick it up your butt. But that's what we're going with. Don't have who finished last. I was hoping I could find that, but I'm looking at it here as you winning last year's league, so we'll let you keep it for a year. I need to order it and get it in, and then we'll do that so you can show it off. Keep it, put it on your trophy shelf.
Yep.
But we'll go from there.
Here.
Yeah, or you whatever.
I may lose them.
He gonna lose them both. You ain't winning it again this year. You're gonna finish dead last. You're gonna get another trophy for last place.
If you ain't first, you're last.
But
you'll be last first.
You're not lying. So that is it. Do you have any final outside the pit topics, questions, concerns, criticisms?
Yeah. So if I was the Major League Baseball commissioner, my opinion is I would be paying pitchers to pitch to Aaron Judge. Just throw him a nice little fastball right over the plate, and let him break that home run record. I'm not just talking about 61 AL record. Let's break the all-time home run record. That's just my opinion. I know people on TikTok saying he's not chasing 61, he's chasing was Bonds had like 73 or something
73.
like that.
73.
You know, if you want to put that record back, that's what I would do. And I think that's what some people are calling for, is just, pitch them, don't walk them, pitch them. Let's see if you can do it. I think as he gets closer, if he hits 61, and then they're going to see it change to, can he get to 73? Can he get to 70? How close can he get? And I think that's what baseball needs, is they need more than one guy ultimately chasing records, whether it be home runs, hits, steals, something to get the fans' attention back. Versus, pitching, this Yankees and Houston Astros, we need something. At least I need something to get excited about.
Everything he just said, that's bullshit. I don't want any Yankee to do anything good, period. Point blank, period. Now, I would love to see if he breaks the record, you tip your hat to him. Because of the testing now, he's not doing anything. I'm sure he gets tested left and right to prevent
he can test
something like that. I don't have a problem. I mean, people are saying he go the chase for 61, and he's not. He needs to be chasing 73. I don't think he has enough time in the season to do it. He would almost have to average a home run a game at this point, but you never know. I'm not opposed to them throwing. Hey, I'm going to throw you a changeup high and down the middle, and it's up to you to hit it. And if he hits it a long way, and then give him a shot. But you're right, though. Baseball's struggling with things. If your team's baseball's such a weird sport, because I feel if your team's not in it, like the Rangers have been out of it for so many years, we could care less. Yeah. We're all about it's anybody but the Astros and the Yankees. We're cheering for teams, and we're not watching the games. We're just rooting to get. We're just looking at the box score at the bottom line on Sports Center, whatever, and we're saying, "Oh, okay, cool, they lost."
Yeah.
Or if the playoffs come on, we may glance at the score. Hey, the Astros lost game 1. All right, cool. Whatever. But it's just that's how it is when your team is not in it, and the Rangers have not been relevant for a while. We'll see. They're saying they're going to be competing for spots next year. Judge is more than likely going to be a free agent because he knows he can get big market. He can get that money somewhere else. Yep. The Yankees have said they want to keep him, but they don't want to keep him. They want to keep him at a price, even though there's no real salary cap in baseball. But we'll see what happens there. But like I said, the baseball season is winding down. So the playoff races are going. Football season is about to kick up and go, and we worry about hockey and football, basketball. I mean, when we hit next year, because that's when I start worrying about them. From there, at least, hopefully now ESPN will stop showing, amateur tournaments for basketball because they've got nothing to show, or cornhole, or what is it, the game where there's just the ball, there's a mat, and they hit it down at the thing, and then they hit it off pickle or whatever. I don't know. They're showing some crazy things. Then you can go back showing dodgeball or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll kick it off. We will definitely, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit that like button, hit that notification. Same thing on Facebook, hit that notification. Because we may go live. I don't think we'll be able to do it for week 1 just because it's a late game and it's there, but we may do a live video Facebook feed from when he has to cook me my tomahawk steak, because I'm winning this bet. I've got faith in Ezekiel Elliott that he can break one for 10 yards, get that first down, and then not do nothing the rest of the game. But if not, I'm gonna have to buy me 2 tomahawk steaks, and everybody else can make their own, because I'm gonna have to eat one too. Just telling you right now. But because I know you work on Sundays, your schedule is crazy. From there, so we'll post it out who wins the bet. And we'll go from there. We will have some things going on. Potential vendor spots that we may be selling some of our sauces, some of our rubs at, maybe even selling some of our barbecue. So definitely get that notification anytime we go live or we hit a new post, so that way you can be well aware of what's going on. And again, my small business shout out, we'll let Randy close this out. My small business shout out is Beautify up here in Frisco, Texas. Go hit them up at Beautify on Facebook, or Beautify Frisco at beautifyfrisco.glossgenius.com. Tell them Junior from Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue sent you, and they will take care of you. Or tell them Chris, and you'll probably get more for it if you tell them that Chris Bustos sent you than Junior. Make sure you say it just like that, Chris Bustos, because they will know exactly who you're talking about. Go get your woman, Christopher. I don't know his middle name, Bustos. Tell them, go get Beautify, go get your hair done. I don't know if they do nails, but your hair done, eyebrows done. Just kind of looking at the pictures here, and you can't go wrong. She does amazing work, for sure. So you can look good for when you take your woman out on a date. Man, let's not hesitate. Take care of our women that take care of us, because you got to take care of them on Saturday, so they'll leave you alone come Sunday. To watch football and drink beer and cook barbecue in peace. You've heard it here. Go to Beautify and get that done so you can watch football in peace. I just might have to do it for Chelsea. And then send her to the store and lock the door behind her. But of course, when you're doing something out there, it is still a little warmer or something. Stay hydrated. Drink your favorite drink, but drink you some water in between. Do it with love. Do it with passion. And Randy, will take it away from you.
My small business shout out is Still There Shine Rubs and Sauces. Be sure to check them out. Still There ShineSauce.com. They have some amazing barbecue sauces and rubs. Some of the ones that they have, if you're looking for something spicy, they have a hottie barbecue sauce. They have an original sauce, a mustard moonshine sauce. Give their stuff a try. Again, that is Still There ShineSauce.com. And then, of course, give our stuff a try. You never know. You just may get hooked on Big Taste, Big Flavor, Big Salinas. And, of course, follow us on all social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things. And be sure to let us know what you want us to talk about. If you have any kind of business shout-outs, any kind of tips you want to provide, or maybe if you have a question, definitely let us know. And, of course, like I said before, give your stuff a try. You never know. You just may get hooked. And we will see you down the road.
See you down the road.
The original 5 levels are big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn. People ask, what could be bigger than damn?